Hey guys, welcome back to the world of the humble companies. This is the Chilean Retro Gamer, and the game I'm going to be playing is the Cliffhanger Edward Randy on the arcade. Remember guys, this is also available on GameAnyone.com. So, with this game I start officially the games from 1990 in this series called the World of the Humble Companies. You probably remember the oldest viewers, perhaps, the ones who follow me from my old channel. I already did this game around 2 years ago, back then when I used to work with a series called the Arcade Masterpieces. You probably remember that, at least by hearing the name of the series. But of course the quality of the video, the audio and the commentary weren't the best. So, well, and also coincides with the fact I wanted to do arcade games from 1990 for the World of the Humble Companies. Let's talk about the game itself. As you can see, it's an action adventure game. I'm not gonna call this a platformer game, even it has some platformer elements, you know, such as the basic walking ability, jumping and attacking with a whip in this case, which is as powerful as a sword. As you can see, I'm able to cut the boats and all the vehicles I fight basically in half and make the enemies explode somehow. I'm not gonna call this a platformer. I ride, you know, means of transportation pretty much the whole game, except for a couple of levels, which could be called, you know, platformer games. But I depend on an auto-scrolling pretty much the whole time. Let me talk a little bit about the plot of this game. I know it's not that important, but probably you saw the intro and you didn't understand so much what was going on, and also because I was pretty much introducing the game itself. There is supposed to be a professor who didn't know he was working for an evil organization, for an evil general, who wanted to destroy the world by using a stone, a prism stone. And this professor decided to hide this stone by giving it to his granddaughter, Charlotte. This evil general, I think it's called the Dark Ogre or the Black Ogre, I'm not sure. He realizes the professor steals and hides the stone, and obviously he plans on attacking. And as you can see, this is pretty much like the boss of the level. There are certain bosses you are supposed to fight during the game. Okay, this is the final boss. I didn't want to spoil anything. As you can see, he kidnapped the one who was pretty much driving the boat. That was Charlotte, the professor's granddaughter. So, as I said before, this game has bosses. You are supposed to fight bosses, but not in this case. I'm basically riding a choo-choo, a train. So now the objective is to rescue the girl. As you can see, the game doesn't have lives. It has hearts instead, which is basically your energy meter. You obviously I get hit pretty often, which is very possible for that to happen, but you can recover energy by hitting and destroying some enemies. Something similar to Flash Gal. Remember the game I did for Nintendo vs Sega series? The very first one. Look at this. This is the final boss. Alright, as you can see, the boss requested the stone in exchange for the girl, and he is not so much of an asshole. He accepted. You know, he did things fairly. Second level. Where is the platformer? Nowhere. More action, more adventure. He's driving a jeep this time, and a lot of soldiers are attacking from the top. As you can see, there is no time to rest in this game. By the way, this game was also, only released on arcades in Japan. It didn't have any version for America or Europe, or probably, if you saw any, probably it's a unofficial translation. But the game is originally Japanese. It was officially released only in Japan. What's the point of these guys appearing in front of on the screen? They're not saying, "Mommy, I'm on TV." No, Nothing to do. They basically tell you that they're gonna be attacking you from the sides. So every time you see a couple of guys, or probably more than a couple of guys in front of the screen, it's not for saying hello, it's for you to know they're gonna be attacking. So gotta be careful. I don't want to say this game has mode 7, but as you can see it has very interesting effects in this. For example, when you saw this sort of change of camera angle in the previous level on the boat, that reminded me of The Adventures of Batman and Robin on the Super NES. Remember, the ones who played or seen that game, when you fight the Joker in the roller coaster, there's a change of camera angle when you're fighting him. Well, in this case it wasn't as such, it wasn't a change of camera angle, it's basically the same background, but in this case you see the rocks on the side, that's the only difference. It doesn't make it mode 7, even if some of these effects could be related to the mode 7 itself, but technically it's not. By the way, the ones who say that the mode 7 started with the Super Nintendo, those people are totally wrong. Because the ones who started with the mode 7, in terms of big companies if you will, are Sega and Namco. For example, there is a game for the arcade called Galaxy Force 2, released by Sega in '88 on the arcades only, and also there is a collection, Sega Ages I think, for the PS2. It's also available on that game in case you want to check that out, and you know, as a sort of proof. The game is easily compared to Star Fox, but entirely made out of mode 7, let's say. It's an excellent game. Namco also was using a lot of mode 7 in late 80s, before the release of the Super Nintendo, in games such as the only one there is one game I normally remember. I completely forgot the name of it. It's a platformer made by Namco in '89, that's what I remember. Okay, let's go back to this game. As you can see, I'm fighting the first boss, let's say, of the game. It's a big jeep, tank, I don't know what it is. And the energy meter for the bosses is based on numbers, but obviously one attack with the whip drains around well, 3000 from the energy power. As you can see, I already defeated the boss really quickly. And stage 3 pretty much takes place in the exact same area, but now I'm not driving the jeep anymore because it got destroyed by this truck. But now I'm supposed to, you know, ride from truck to truck and destroy all the enemies. Don't worry, if you fall and go to the floor, you're not gonna die, you're not gonna lose energy either. The guy gonna keep running. Doesn't make any sense because the truck is fucking fast and you are supposed to be running as fast as the truck. I know it doesn't make any sense, see? But well, the game is like this. It's pretty generous. I mean, you can see, I actually just mentioned this, I get hit really often, but even so I don't die so easily because by killing enemies you can actually recover some of your health through the hearts. Remember, that's a way of measuring your health in this game. In regards to the character's abilities, I can whip in 8 different directions depending on how you move your joystick, in this case my keyboard. He has different abilities as well, such as hanging. Also you can hang using the whip, as you can see, and loop. And by doing that, actually you can loop 4 times in a row. You can destroy enemies, you become invincible during that period of time. What else can I mention about this? You also can, like, with a specific combination, I can run and slide Mega Man like, but I attack the enemy by sliding. And now no more trucks. Nice effect right there, the explosion thingy. This is in theory the boss of of the level, but it's not a boss. Basically, it's a bunch of enemies coming out of this big tank, whatever this is. Go to destroy them all. Those flamethrowers are pretty annoying, as you can see. And I lost my first continue. Well, I'm human after all. And these purple guys are, in theory, the bosses. They are simple enemies. They take more than one hit. Hit. In comparison to the other enemies, it doesn't make so much of a difference, if you ask me. You kill them fast anyway. And with this, I finished this part of this walkthrough. So thanks all for watching, everybody.